Here they come. It's almost like playing a home game for the Wolverines when they hear that kind of a response, I'm sure. The one team, as I was saying, that has held the Wolverine offense to less yardage than anybody else has been the Beaver Bobcats. And 2 years ago, down here at Gypsy Glen Stadium, they started off very fast and got the Wolverines down, and that kind of hurt Ellwood City throughout the rest of the ball game.
That's tonight Ellwood City Wolverines pregame show. Jeff Hazel along with Bill Weimer will have the opening kickoff from Gypsy Glen Stadium right after this 60-second timeout. The Wolverines, two co-captains, respectively out at center stage now for the opening toss of the coin to see who receives and who kicks it away. Pat Sarquinio guiding the Bobcats, and used to coach a few years ago at Lincoln High School in Ellwood City.
Jeff, the tradition of Pat Sarquinio goes back to Ellwood City. It was his first coaching assignment. He worked as an assistant in Ellwood City before he later became the head coach. He coached in an era in Ellwood City that he had some great players go through there, but a lot of people were very critical of Pat when he was in Ellwood because he's a traditionalist. He stays with a very tight offense. He stays with a basic running ball game, and some fans don't like that. But he's found a home with that kind of an offense here in Beaver, and there's no doubt about it because he's been the coach of the year in Beaver County and in the WPIAL throughout, I'm going to say, at least 7 times. So Pat Sarquinio has found the program here, and he's built it.
Okay, Ellwood won the toss, but as they did in that Mars ball game, Phil, they declined to take the ball first, and they'll go on defense. Like you mentioned, it seems Coach Rankin likes to go with that type of perspective into the first quarter of the ball game to let the Wolverines defense go out there and hit a little bit, loosen up the players a little bit more.
Right. It was 2 years ago, Jeff, and I remember the start of the ball game very well because we had to stand on a grassy knoll on the hillside to broadcast the ball game. But Ellwood City was to return the kickoff to start the ball game, and they started the ball game by fumbling the kickoff, and that gave Beaver the ball on Ellwood City's 20-yard line, and they proceeded to move it right in from there and got the Wolverines down 2 years ago, and from then on it was downhill the rest of the ball game. So maybe that's the first plus for the Wolverines, is to put the Beaver Bobcats on the offense, allow your team to hit a little bit and get used to the pressure of the ball game. Although Coach Rankin said one of the strong points of the Beaver team is their kickoff and specialty team returning the ball. So we'll watch the kickoff return team for the Wolverines.
And speaking of the kickoff return team, Beaver Bobcats send back Zach, who is dangerous. He returned one about 95 yards against Riverside last week for a touchdown for the Bobcats. Also back with Zach is Bridges, who will alternate at right end offensively when the Bobcats do get the ball. Quarterback, as Phil mentioned, will be Jeff Kelly. Fullback Dave Nichols, tailback Jason Woolley, and wingback will be alternating Mike Snavely and also Bernie Story, rather. Left end Tom Robertson, right end will be Jeff Lilly and Will Bridges. Third man back now to receive the kick also for the Beaver Bobcats, and that is Mike Gutierrez. Wolverine, Sean Reese will be kicking it away this evening. Sean having that problem, missing the game last week except for the kicking duties, and still has that knee taped up, but we'll probably see action this evening. We're set to go. It's going to be a good one. So stick with us. We're live from Gypsy Glen Stadium. Swivel kick by Reese. Takes a high bounce and take it by an up man on the Beaver Bobcat 30-yard line. Gets some running room and gets it out close to the 40-yard line of the Bobcat. Carrying the ball was Mike Dawson, one of the up men here on the near side. Took it from the 30, gets it out to the 40-yard line, so a gain of 10 as Richie Wilson makes the tackle for the Wolverines.
Rich Wilson has been very good, Jeff, on this kickoff team. Sean Reese kicked it along the ground, and I'm going to wonder if that maybe was in the intention of Coach Rankin to not kick it real deep, although it sort of backfired because the Beaver Bobcats end up with a ball on the 40-yard line, which is kind of a nice, the result of a nice return anyway.
They run out of the power I formation, go immediately to the tailback off left tackle, finding little running room, and carrying the ball is Jason Woolley. Kevin Jones comes up to make the stop from the quarterback spot, give him a pickup of 3 second down, 7.
And I noticed on that first set of downs, just leaving the ball game right now, number 40, Jay Patrick, and he was in on that defensive play. He's replaced, though, in favor of Sean Reese, and Jay just played an outstanding ball game last week.
Again out of the power I formation, straight ahead to the fullback, and he stacked up after a pickup of a couple, taking it out to the 45-yard line for the Beaver Bobcats. So that'll make it third down, about 5 for the first, as Phil Peretta makes the stop for the Wolverines, and we do have an injured player down on the field. I do believe it's one of the offensive linemen for the Beaver Bobcats.
Okay, Jeff, with just about 11 minutes, with only 1 minute gone by here in the first quarter, the Wolverines on the first two offensive plays were able to handle the offensive surge of the Beaver Bobcats, and it's a big team up front. You have two guys up there over 220 pounds. You know that you're facing some big kids. But the Wolverines are not afraid of big kids. They went through a whole ball game last week, and the conditioning and the work that Coach Rankin has put these guys through definitely paid off last week.
With the injury on the field to the Beaver Bobcats, no score in the ball game, just underway, 10:59. And now this message. The third play from scrimmage for the Beaver Bobcats. He is now in a sitting position. As official from the Bobcats looking at him now, he's up, and it looks as if he banged up his left knee a little bit because he's favoring that coming off the field.
Jeff, I want to mention that we are in our broadcast location located directly above the Beaver reserve cheering section. So at times, although it may sound as like the crowd is definitely and partially in favor of Beaver, there is a great contingency of people here from Ellwood City across the way.
Third down, 5 to go from the Bobcat, 45-yard line. Motion man to the far side is Robert. Here comes the handoff to Woolley. He finds some running room. He gets the first down and more. Flag is blown, though, and it might be against the Bobcats, holding one to find out. As, by the way, Woolley picks up the first down, plus about 2 more, so pick up a 7 as he's run out of bounds by Kevin Jones. And it's against the Bobcats.
Yeah, I believe there was an illegal procedure. I think that they actually moved 2 men in motion, and that could be a telling call because it might force the Beaver Bobcats to go to the air. That'll put them in a 3rd and 10 position where they could have had a first down. I believe that was Ketterer. It's very difficult to see sometimes. I know that we've talked about this before the ball game. This is one of those press boxes where you have windows in front of you, and when they put the lights on behind you, you get a reflection. It's very difficult to catch numbers sometimes, but it looked like it was Ketterer over there who came up to make the tackle and was unable to make the tackle and could have stopped Woolley in the backfield.
Yeah, the hole was closed up that Woolley wanted to go to off right tackle, had to swing it out around the end, and Zimmerman had pinched down inside. Therefore, Woolley was able to get to the outside. Third down, 10 to go for the first. That backed them up. 5. Bobcats from their own 40-yard line. Play action pass. Kelly looks, has a receiver, hits him. He has enough for the first down. And coming up to make that catch for the Beaver High School Bobcats was Paul Mooney. Pick up a 12, first and 10, and Chris Ketterer on the stop. So he just did a simple button hook on the far side of the field still and was able to pick up enough for the first down, puts him in Wolverine territory on the 48-yard line.
They ran that flood pattern to the right side where everybody out of the backfield and the tight end, all three went to the right side, and it's very difficult for the Wolverine defenders to cover up all three players in that area.
Try to get Jason Woolley isolated and get him outside with Nickel leading as a blocker. He'll pick up a couple. Second down and 8 as Ketterer comes up to make the stop for the Wolverines. Ball resting on the Wolverine 46-yard line.
All right, the 2 plays that you're going to see the most throughout the ball game tonight from the Beaver Ball Club will be the quick guard trap up the middle to Nickel, the fullback. So you'll hear his name a lot, Nickel up the middle, or off tackle to Woolley. And that's what they've been running basically so far, has been Woolley off tackle, and they've been running Nickel up the middle. So I would look for Nickel to come back with it right now.
Backs are in the I formation. Woolley is in the slot on the far side, comes in motion to the near side. They go to Woolley, he's hitting the backfield, and good pursuit by the Wolverines. I believe Ritzert makes that stop, shooting in from the middle linebacker position. A gain of 1, and Woolley almost was able to shoot to the outside again. Philly has good acceleration, as Reese is a little slow getting up for the Wolverines, but he is okay. So pick up a 1, third down, and we'll call it 7 for Wolverine first on their 45-yard line. Bobcats have the ball.
They're trying to work that off-tackle position and try to get to that hole quickly and then bust it outside if possible.
8:40 of running remaining in the first quarter of play. No score. Woolley again hitting the backfield, and Gibbons shooting in to make that stop as the Wolverines hold in the Bobcats will be forced to hunt it away for the first time this evening from the Wolverine 44-yard line. So that time, good penetration defensively by the Wolverines.
And I'm really surprised that they did not use nickel during that whole set of downs. Nickel is their key running back, and they haven't used him throughout that first two series of downs.
Kelly will punt it away. Gets off a wobbly one. Taken by Portugal on his 15-yard line. In trouble and dragged out. Wolverines will take over first down and 10 from their own 15 on the stop. Tom Cott for the Beaver Bobcats.
That was a very nice tackle down there on Portugal, but Paul did a nice job of catching the ball under pressure. He caught it right about his 10-yard line, his 12-yard line, was able to get the ball up to the 15. It's very difficult when you're that close to your own goal line to make a catch when you know pressure is going to be there. He made the catch and was able to hold on to the ball even though he was brought down very hard.
Okay, we get a look at the Wolverines for the first time tonight. Petrelli is over in the slot, and Chris Ketterer is the starting quarterback. Unbalanced left, actually, for the Wolverines. They go to Jones. He finds the running room. He's throwing a feedy football. Still loose, and I believe the Wolverines have recovered it. I don't know.
We're looking down there. I think the Wolverines did recover it. They did. You're right, Chef. But Kevin Jones, we're both pretty excited. Kevin Jones broke off that left side on an unbalanced line. You go ahead and describe it.
That's what I was just going to say. Jones broke loose at about the Wolverine 25-yard line, lost the handle of the ball, scored it loose, dove for it, missed it. A couple of Bobcats jumped over top of the football as it continued to roll. Wolverines finally recover, have a first down on their own 35-yard line. First and 10 and 7.5 minutes remaining in the first quarter of play. Petrelli out wide to the near side. Back, Chapman and Jones split. Motion to the near side. Wolverines look for some running room as they go to Chapman off left tackle on the quick trap as Woolley comes up to make the stop. So pick up for Chapman of 4, second and 6 from the Wolverine 39-yard line.
And I would look for that play from Kevin Jones to come back again soon, because that play could have very well gone the whole distance for a touchdown, Jeff, had Kevin not lost the handle of the ball. I think he was looking to beat some people on the outside, and he lost the handle of the ball.
Ketterer, the quarterback, sends Hall in motion to the near side. Hall off tackle to the near side. Hit at the 40-yard line hard and brought down immediately after a gain of 1. That'll make it a third down. Check that. And about 5 for the first as Haney came up to put the stick on him from his left defensive tackle position.
Now, the way that play is going to be the most effective is right after Dave Hall, when he's a motion man, takes the handoff, he's going to have to turn that ball up in off tackle and then break to the outside. Right now, some of the Wolverines still think they have to go too far wide with the ball.
From where they spot the football, it's a third down and 4 situation on the Wolverine 41. Again, Hall motion man to the near side. Straight ahead to Chapman. He's hit hard and brought down. Wolverines will have to punt it away as Nickel came shooting in from the middle linebacker position to make that stick. And Chapman will pick up just a couple. 4th and about 2 for the first. Wolverines will be forced to punt it away, and the sophomore Morgan comes in to do the duty.
And, Jeff, they were trying to beat the Bobcats with some deception that time. What they had hoped the Wolverines did is that the Bobcats would overplay the possible passing situation and open up that middle, and it did not work that time. But the Wolverines have come with that very often when they've been in long yardage.
Zach and Gutierrez back to receive the punt. Punt almost blocked by Wolverines Morgan, taken by Zach on his 30. Running room up to the 40. Tries to break to the outside, still on his feet and brought down at the Beaver Bobcat 42-yard line. They'll have a first down and 10 from this point of position as Nick Perry made the stop for the Wolverines.
Well, let's look at the first two handlings of the ball for both ball clubs. Beaver came up with one big play, which was a long pass, and the Wolverines came up with one big play, and that was a run by Kevin Jones. Both teams having come up with one big play, but other than that, their defenses have held strong in the early going.
You want to look at it. Had Kevin Jones not fumbled that football, you never know. There could be 6 points on the board right there.
Right. We mentioned that, and the officials are calling timeout right now to get a new football into the ballgame. But, yes, Kevin Jones could have very well on that first play been off to the races, but I think he was just changing hands with the ball. It was one of those freak things where he lost the handle on it, and then that slowed down everything, and everybody caught up with the ball.
That play, of course, was set up by an unbalanced left for the Wolverines line. We'll keep an eye out for that and see if it comes again this evening, which I'm sure it will. Woolley with the handoff, cuts back inside with a nice move, gets it across midfield and into Wolverine territory. Pick up close to a Beaver Bobcat first down, and they might have to bring in the 6th to measure.
Jeff, the Wolverines pursue so very well. That particular play worked mainly because the Wolverines over pursued to the left side, to their defensive right side, the offensive left side of the Bobcats. And Woolley, when he was able to get spun around, came back the opposite way and was against the momentum of the defense.
Ketterer made the stop for the Wolverines, second and short for a first, straight ahead to Nickel. He'll have enough for a first down, I do believe. Coming up to make the stop is Ross for the Wolverines.
But the Ellwood Wolverines have been hitting very hard, even though that was a first down. The big kid inside Nickel, the big runner for the Bobcats, was stopped with a virtual no gain, but he was able to lean the ball forward enough to get the first down. So we're just over midfield, working our way down toward a Wolverine end zone, but the Wolverines traditionally have been very stingy against the running game, and this could be to their advantage tonight.
About 4:15 remaining in the first quarter of play. No score. Beaver Bobcats driving on the Wolverine 49-yard line. Here comes a play-action pass. Kelly hit the receiver Nickel out of the backfield. Nickel with a nice catch. He was in traffic between Perry and Ketterer, who, by the way, both of those guys come to make the stop against Nickel. Nickel makes the catch and picks up 8. Rather, we'll call it 9. Close to another Bobcat first down as they have the ball resting on the Wolverines 38-yard line.
That's the kind of play that the Ellwood Wolverines have been vulnerable against this year, and that is when the offensive team is able to flood a zone, and the quarterback in this case, Kelly, threw a nice strike right into Nickel.
Out of the power I formation, hand off to Nickel, and he'll give him the duty to get the first down, and I do believe he got enough for it. Yes, he did, as he was able to pull his way across. Roth with the stop for the Wolverines, along with Sean Reed.
We watch oftentimes with two tight ends the way that the Bobcats set up, and I see Nickel coming out of the ballgame. He's holding his head a little bit, though he might have gotten shaken up a little bit by the Wolverine defense, and Joe Roth can do that to you. But the Wolverines have been practicing against this two tight end system, and they'll be ready for it throughout the ballgame.
Wingback Snavely out wide to the far side. New running tailback into the ballgame for the Bobcats, and carrying the ball is Ron Poland out of the I formation as he gets it close to the original line of scrimmage. We'll call it a loss of 1. Scotty Timmerman shooting off that left defensive end spot to make the stop, and that'll bring up a second down and 11 for the Wolverines. So far on this stand here defensively for the Wolverines, a few times they've been able to make good defensive penetration. Other times they've been getting blown off the ball.
One thing that's going to help them, Jeff, with Nickel not in the ball game, you're going to look for more off-tackle runs by the halfback, and probably a passing. I would look for Kelly to go to the air, because that's one way the Wolverines can be beaten is with the passing attack.
Here comes the play-action pass. Kelly to the near side. He wants to keep the football and run. He has some running room down to the near side of the field, and he's taken out of bounds by Richard. Okay, they'll say he stepped out at the 30-yard line, and we couldn't tell from here our vantage point, because of course the Beaver Bobcats reserve players are standing along the sideline, so that'll give him a pickup. Kelly on a signed play, pick up a 5 as he gets it down deeper into Wolverine territory at about the 32-yard line. He was run out of bounds by Sean Reese, by the way, and that'll bring up a 3rd and 5.
And Nickel stays on the sideline. Kelly and Coach Tarquinio might use that passing attack and the threat of it throughout the game, so we'll have to watch it.
Kelly off to the tailback. Woolley stuck by Kevin Jones, who came up quick to make the stop. You know, give a couple, excuse me, Phil, 4th down and 4 for the first.
This could be a big decision for Coach Tarquini at the Ellwood City 30-yard line, what he's going to do with it. But this could be one of the big plays early in the ball game to see what kind of momentum and how it goes. What I might look for is to try to draw the Wolverines to jump, because they only need 4 yards for a first down.
That's right, because they've been going on, from what it looks up here in the booth, from the quick count. Bridges in motion for the Bobcats. Here comes the option. Looking for running room. Not getting a first down, and good containment by the Wolverines inside. Portugallo, Scotty Timmerman in on the stop as Kelly tried to run the keeper and was trying to cut back off right tackle. Wasn't able to do so. He stopped. Wolverines take over on down.
And I'm looking down right now, Jeff. I noticed Nickel is going in on defense. I wonder if maybe there might be something wrong with one of his fingers or his inability to hold the ball, because he is playing defense, but he did not run that set of downs on offense. All right, the Wolverines back with it.
Petrelli out wide to the near side. Wolverines have the ball on their own 29-yard line. Ketterer, the quarterback, off to Chapman. Fighting for room, and they're keying on him tonight. He gets it up across the Wolverines 30 to the 31. Pick up of a couple, 2nd down and 8 as Zach comes up to make the stop for the Bobcats from the cornerback spot.
Now, Jeff, if I can refresh your memory back to that Mars ball game, that's what Mars and their ball club tried to do. They tried to key on Billy Chapman, and it was not until the passing game and the running of Kevin Jones were able to open up that inside for Chapman.
Under a minute remaining in the first quarter of play. Still no score. Hand off to Jones. Finds some running room. He's on the 40. Gets it out to the Wolverine 44-yard line. That's enough for a first pickup of about close to 13 on the play as he is brought down from behind by inside linebacker Dave Nickel. And so far the Wolverines team, they've had the success going to the outside and using their speed to get around the corner.
That's what we said. If the inside game has been clogged up for the Wolverines, they have been able to successfully run outside, and that's what Kevin Jones has done. Kevin Jones has just been a standout the last two ball games, both on offense and on defense.
First down, 10 for the Wolverines from their own 45-yard line. Jones in motion to the far side. Here comes the option. Ketterer. He has running room. He's across midfield. He's down in the Beaver Bobcat territory, and he's run out of bounds at the Bobcat 38-yard line. Still a mix-up in communications defensively for the Bobcats because Ketterer looked behind to see if he was going to pitch, and he said there's nobody here, and he took off with him.
Well, what happened too, Jeff, was the fact that he had four Beaver Bobcats keying inside on Billy Chapman. All of them went after that fake, and it was an excellent fake inside. They had everybody tackling Chapman. That left Chris Ketterer wide open, and he had a whole sideline to go through. Nice, excellent execution by Chris Ketterer.
17-yard pickup for Ketterer on that option play. Jones in motion to the far side. Play action pass. Now they'll instead give it off to Hall. That was not a play action. Check that. Gave it off to Hall on the counter, on inside counter, and Hall just picked up a couple on the play. They'll give him 3, second down and 7 from the Bobcat 35-yard line. Haney made the tackle. Clock continues to wind down, and that will be the end of the first quarter of play. No score in the ball game. We'll be back with the second quarter of play right after this message. Both teams have been able to move the ball well as I see some umbrellas begin to pop up, so the showers must be starting to fall at Gypsy Glen Stadium. So far, a good first quarter of play, and both teams kind of feeling each other out, Phil, running a lot to the inside, and Wolverines starting to go to the outside a little bit more. That's what keyed that 17-yard run by Ketterer on the option, because they were keying so much on Chapman on the inside on the fake standoff. And they go straight ahead to Chapman, and again, he stacked up immediately. No gain in the play. That'll bring up a third down. They'll give him 1 on the play. That'll bring up third down in about 5 as Hertzler made the stop for the Bobcats.
All right, now, having seen the Wolverines, I would probably expect them to go to the air. Now, they have their passing quarterback, or what we would say the passing quarterback in the ball game. And the first time in a third down situation, they tried to fool the Bobcats, and they were unsuccessful, so I would look for the pass this time with Chris Ketterer.
Backs are split, Chapman and Jones. Perry goes in motion to the far side. Here comes the drop back to pass. Ketterer takes out of the pocket. Ketterer still on his feet. Ketterer throws the ball. It's picked off by Nichols, the middle linebacker at the Wolverine 20-yard line. And Nichols looking to pitch it back. He holds on to the ball, and he's brought down at the 25-yard line. So he looked like he wanted to pitch it back to one of his defensive backs who were back there. But that pass thrown erratically by Ketterer over the middle into a crowd, over the head of Jones, and Nichols just stood there and fielded it on his own 20.
There was another receiver deep down there, Jeff, but Nichols was able to step in and pick it off. Jeff, Chris Ketterer at that time got flushed out of the pocket by Haney. He had to run. He's a left-handed quarterback. He rolled to the left, but had to go back to his right. And just as he let go of the ball, he was hit, and it kind of fluttered in the air a little bit.
Kelly, the junior quarterback for the Bobcats, hand off to Woolley. Woolley goes off left tackle, gets it up across the 25-yard line of the Bobcats, and it's brought down by Roth after a gain of a couple. Second down, gain of 1, we'll call it. 2nd and 9 to go for the Bobcats from their own 29-yard line.
With a little game experience, Jeff, Chris will learn you do not run to your weak side and throw it into a crowd, because it's number 1 across your body, and it also gives the defense a chance to get themselves adjusted. He should have probably thrown toward a sideline receiver with that ball, no matter what.
Roberts is tight to the far side. Lilly rather tight to the near side. They go to Woolley, and he's hit as he gets it up to the 30-yard line of the Bobcats. Portugallo coming up to make the stop. Also for the Wolverines, Brian Gibbons, and also Peretta to make the stop. So good gang tackling by the Wolverines this evening. Pick up, we'll call it 2 in the play, getting the ball across the Bobcat 30-yard line to the 31. Third down, and a short 7 to go for the first.
These are the kind of plays that will test the Wolverines and see how well they're going to fare in this ball game, and test the passing situations, whether they'll be able to defend the Beaver Bobcats.
Backs out of the I formation, straight ahead, off to the fullback. And that won't be enough, or even near enough for a first down, as Nichols carried the ball, and he was stacked up immediately inside by Brian Gibbons. So Bobcats will be forced to punt it away from their own 33-yard line. Portugallo and Ketterer back to receive for the Wolverines. You know, this kind of surprises me. I thought since Ketterer was starting the team, they might take him out of the punt return, but for some reason Coach Rankin wants to leave him in there. Kelly gets off a punt, and he gets off a nice one as it hangs. Portugallo calls for the fair catch, takes it on the Wolverine 38-yard line. They'll have a first down and 10 with 9:03 left in the first half of play. No score in the ball game.
I understand, Jeff, what you were saying about Chris Ketterer being back there, but we have to remember one other thing, and that is his replacement. Ketterer's replacement back there is John DeLuca, who's out with a broken hand or a fractured bone in his hand, and he wouldn't be able to catch the ball very well either. Okay, one optimistic note, should I say, for the Wolverines thus far. They have been able to drive the ball. That's the thing that bothered me and Rowan going into this ball game, as to whether they could drive the ball. They have been successful in moving the ball, so let's hope they can keep it up.
More success going outside than inside. Here they come to try to go outside. Jones is wrapped up this time, and defensively on the stop is Scott Hertzler. He was able to shoot the gap on the left defensive front of the Wolverines and stop that counter to the near side of the field. Pick up a 1 second and 9 for the Wolverines on their own 39.
Thus far, this ball game has followed pretty much to the blueprint that we expected. It would be a very close game, very hard-fought ball game. No score, both teams pounding at each other right on the offensive and defensive line.
Petrelli puts it out wide to the far side. Straight ahead to Chapman, and had he not tripped, Philly might have been able to get a little bit more. This time he gets into the linebacker territory a little bit. He gets it up across the Wolverine 40. And puts the ball on the Wolverine 43-yard line. Pick up of 3 for Bill. That'll make it third down and 4 for Wolverine first, as Haney made the stop for the Bobcats.
I'm keeping my eyes on Bill Chapman because he was not able to practice early in the week because of a sore arm, and he came up very slowly that time too, and looked as though he might have been favoring that same elbow.
Put back. Unbalanced right. Ketterer on his feet, tries the option, and he's jacked up at the line of scrimmage. And they'll be forced to punt it away. Coming up to make the stop is Bernie Story, also Mike Back, cornerback for the Bobcats. And Ketterer wasn't able to really get his balance from the snap, so he kind of tripped over his own feet, and therefore wasn't able to see the hole. It was there on the right side of that Wolverine offensive line. Fourth down and loss of 1 for Ketterer, so that will make it 5. And Morgan, the sophomore for the Wolverines, will be set to punt it away. Back to receive will be Zach and also Gutierrez. Morgan gets off a low one, but he moves it, and he'll send back the Bobcats, and it'll be taken by Gutierrez on his 2-yard line. Gutierrez looking for running room, brought down by Jones with a good open field tackle on the Bobcat 20-yard line. So I'll tell you what, the sophomore Tommy Morgan got his foot into that one. It was a low kick, but it was able to turn over, and it moved 50-yard punt, and it was taken by Gutierrez on his 20-yard line, or rather on his 2-yard line.
Yeah, that was a fantastic punt by Morgan. He didn't get much height on it, but he had a great deal of distance, and both defenders back there misjudged it. They looked at each other and went, they had to go over their heads right down into the 2-yard line where it would have been down by the Wolverines.
By the way, that was Bridges, the check that took that carry, not Gutierrez. Woolley looking to get outside on the Wolverines, can't do so. He'll be stopped at the line of scrimmage by Cortez, who came up to make the stop for the Wolverines. Pick up of 1 and instead of at the line, so they're giving a second down and 9 from the Bobcat 21-yard line.
Now, you've been a player, Jeff, and anybody who's been in competition can tell you the home field advantage all of a sudden has pretty much disappeared. After you've played a whole quarter of football, most of the adrenaline of the home field advantage has disappeared, and right now both teams are head-to-head, and it's pretty neutral right now.
When you're out on that field, it seems like you're the only one there. You don't even know about the crowd being here. Bobcats are faced with a second and 9 from their own 21-yard line. Motion man to the near side. Here comes the rollout pass, attempt by Kelly. Kelly, he wants to keep the football running. He's up across to the 25 and taken out of bounds by a host of Wolverines. Ketterer, one of those players, along with Cortez, coming up to make the stop. Pickup of about 3 on the play. and that'll bring up third down. Now, where the officials spot it, they move him across the 25 and say that Kelly got out of bounds at the 26-yard line of the Bobcats. So that'll bring up a 3rd and 3 for the first down.
Now, what I'd be looking for is some kind of a key play here in the ballgame that's going to really give one of these two teams a boost.
Kelly goes off to his tailback. Woolley has enough for a Bobcat first down as he's taken out of bounds by Portugallo at the Bobcat 34-yard line. So Woolley running well to the outside this evening for the Bobcats. Likewise, his counterpart for the Wolverines, Jones, also doing a good job running to the outside.
And Jay Patrick has reported back in for the Wolverines on this left defensive side. The same play that they've been running to. They've been running to their offensive right side behind that big 250-pound right tackle.
Here they come, the nickel. Nickel pulls his way up across the Bobcat 35-yard line and gets it out to the 36. Pickup of 2, 2nd down and 8. Ross comes over to make the stop for the Wolverines.
Now, what I was alluding to was Denny Bauman, a tackle on the right side. He's 6'4" and 250 pounds. And if you ever got that size on your right side, offensive side, I'd be going behind him quite a bit too. And that's the way they've been running, right at the defensive right end. In this case, it's Jay Patrick.
2nd down, 8. Bobcats again to Woolley. Here they come to the near side. Stop of the football. It's loose, and we'll have to wait to what the officials determine because I do believe it went out of bounds. Yes, it did. Bobcats retain possession. That'll bring up a 3rd down. And they will have lost about a yard in that play. We'll call it 3rd down and 9. So a good stick that time by the Wolverines.
I believe it was Joe Roth who came over there from his linebacking spot because Jay Patrick was able to play off the original interference, and he put quite a hit on Woolley as Woolley broke off tackle. So we're in a passing situation again, and the nice thing is, if they want to run that flood pattern or rollout pattern, we're going to have to do it to the wide side, probably to the left side of the right-handed quarterback, Kelly.
Mooney out wide to the far side. Backs are in the I formation. Play action pass. Roll out to the far side. Kelly wants to keep the football and run it now. He gets it up across the 35 at the 40, and he's taken down. Will be shy of a first down by about 3 yards. And running him out of bounds was Kevin Jones along with Portugallo. I'll check that with Patrick.
The nice defensive alignment that time for the Wolverines forces Kelly, a right-handed quarterback, to go to the wide side of the field, and he could not throw as well. You could tell when he was running to his left, he had no intention that time of putting the ball up in the air because he couldn't get his body around to throw the ball. So we're 4th and about 4th and 3, and as I said a little bit ago, I'd be looking for a big break. One team or the other is going to get a break, which could turn the momentum in the ball game around drastically. Nothing so far.
4:10 remaining in the first half of play. Both teams have threatened somewhat with drives of the football, but since then they really haven't been able to do too much as both defenses have been playing well, essentially shutting down each other's offense.
There's an equipment timeout. They're working at one pads of one of the interior linemen of the Wolverines. It looks like he's having a problem with his shoulder pads.
4:10 remaining in the first half of play. Reminder that back to our engineer at the station that we will take a 30-second timeout immediately following this punt when called for. Kelly set the punt away, standing on his own 26. Ketterer, the only man back to receive that punt, almost blocked by the Wolverines. Ketterer calls for a fair catch and takes it on his 23-yard line. No score in the ball game. 3:52 remaining in the first half of play. Now this message.
Grab Lane Chevrolet Oldsmobile, 812 Beaver Avenue. The dealer they know they can trust.
Wolverines go to Jones on the first play from the scrimmage here as we come back after receiving the punt. That punt carrying 37 yards by Kelly. Kevin Jones carries the ball on the counter to the near side. The play has worked so well for the Wolverines tonight. Also this evening a couple of times to pick up a couple on the play. That'll bring up 2nd down and 8. As Lilly made the stop for the Bobcats. 2nd down and 8 from the Wolverines 25-yard line. Straight ahead, Chapman, he finds the running room to the 30, up across the Wolverine 30 to about the 34-yard line, and he had to go to about the 34 for the first down, so they might have to measure, they might not. All depends on the spot. I believe he has a first.
And once again, the Wolverines had that defense influenced outside, coming on first down with a tackle trap led by Cincinnati. They come right back up the middle with that quick guard trap again, and they're going to have to call timeout to measure. It was Chapman getting the ball upfield. He moved it very quickly, and as he was fighting for extra yardage, once again, some people thought that maybe there was a late hit, but Bill Chapman fighting for yardage oftentimes will be hit late.
Haney made the stop, and early enough, I should say, because Chapman was able to spin and push his way to a Wolverine first down. That's really the first play that Bill's been able to get open on anything on the inside.
That's right, and oftentimes you just have to catch the right defensive alignment for that kind of play to go for you. And we'll be watching up front and see what kind of traps are working for the Wolverines.
Chapman picked up 9 in that play, putting the Wolverines on their own 33-yard line. First down and 10, and just under 3 minutes remaining in this first half play. Jones looking for running room, goes off left tackle. He gets it up across the Wolverine 35, and taken down at the 37-yard line. Is coming up to make the stop for the Beaver Bobcats with Bernie Story. Have you noticed that Jones has been, instead of bringing it wide to the outside, he's been trying to cut it more sharply, almost at a 90-degree angle when he gets that ball off left tackle.
And that's the design of that play, Jeff, to take it right up off the tackle, right behind the left tackle when he comes in motion that way, because that's where his blockers are leading him.
Petrelli out wide to the far side. Second down, 7 for the Wolverines. Here comes the option. Kenner will keep it. He's at the 40. And cut down. Nice open field tackle by Zach as he came up to make the stop. If he doesn't, Kenner has a first down and possibly even some more. That'll bring up a third down situation. And about a yard and a half to go for the first on the Wolverine 42.
Now the two quarterbacks is the Wolverine start. But on that play, you might have been in a better situation had Brian Assalto been in there, because Ketter gives about 30 pounds away to the bigger Brian Assalto, and that was just a shoestring tackle, and probably just the lightness and the less weight on the part of Chris Ketter was the difference in breaking that long.
Faced with a third down and 1, Coach Jim Rankin wants to talk about it. There's 1:44 remaining in the first half of the play. Now there's message. He's been working so well for the Wolverines. The Beaver Bobcats are keying so much on Bill Chapman tonight that Ketter just bellies him up the middle, pulls the ball out, and both those guys doing a good job holding their fakes, and that's opening it up for Ketter. He hasn't even had to pitch it yet on the option.
That's right. In both cases, when Ketter ran the option, it was an inside fake that really helped the Wolverines. Both times that everybody was tackling Chapman.
Okay, Ross, we thought might be coming in for this big play, third and a long one, but he doesn't from the Wolverine 43. Here they come to the near side. Jones, he has enough for the first down to get to the Wolverine 45-yard line. And coming up to make the stop for the Beaver Bobcats was Frank Rice along with Steve Collins.
And Kevin Jones is not a big kid, but he's being called upon to do big tasks for the Wolverines this year. You remember last week, Jeff, how many great unassisted tackles he made on a big kid Haddix from New Brighton. And today he's being called on offensively to break through a big defensive line of the Beaver Bobcats, and he's been up to the task.
No score in the ball game. About a minute and a half remaining in the first half of play. Here comes the option. Ketter gives off to Hall. He's at midfield, still pumping his feet ahead, and he's run out of bounds, close to another Wolverine first down. Running him out of bounds was Mike Gutierrez, and also coming up, Mike Zach to help run him out. Pick up. We'll have to see where the officials do mark it. These guys a little slow marking the ball tonight. And okay, he was run out just across the 50-yard line about the Beaver Bobcats 49, so that'll bring up a second down and 4 for the first with a minute 13 on the stop clock remaining in the first half and no score in the ball game. Ketterer, the junior quarterback, sets the Wolverines down. The backs are split. Hall's in the slot to the near side. Goes straight ahead to Billy Chapman, fights his way for yardage, and he won't get any as he stopped at the line of scrimmage. Third down and 4 to go for the first. Steve Collins with the stop, the big defensive tackle for the Beaver Bobcats.
Now offensively, Jeff, the Wolverines are coming at the Bobcats with 3 basic plays. The Wolverines look like they're going to call timeout to talk it over again, but they've been running 3 basic plays. They've been running Chapman with a quick guard trap up the middle. They'll run Kevin Jones off tackle on that sweep. He'll cut it up off tackle, and they'll run the option. One of those 3 plays, either to the left or to the right, has worked for them just by simply interchanging the plays. But now they're in a tough situation because it's a difficult call at third and a long 3, closer to 4. And as we near close to halftime, we're inside a minute, Jeff.
54 seconds remaining in the first half of play. We'll keep it here during this break. Wolverines will be faced with a third and 3 from their own 49-yard line.
I'd be keeping my eyes open for some kind of a play fake and a pass, because should the Wolverines want to keep their drive alive, what they would like to do is be able to still have the clock to work with. But then again, you can look on the other side of the ledger, and should they throw an incomplete pass, it's going to stop the clock and allow Beaver more time to come back the other way. So you can look at it as a little bit of a bad situation one way or another.
Beaver Falls, by the way, will throw their score in quickly, not even at the half yet, and they're rolling over Quaker Valley, 33-0. Different story here. These both ball clubs are tied at 0. Ketterer, play action pass. Has Jones open down there. Jones with a dive, catches incomplete. Kevin said he got it. The official said, no, you don't. At the 10-yard line of the Bobcats. On the coverage was Gutierrez. He was open, and that pass a little bit wide of Jones, causing him to dive for it from Ketterer. And it falls incomplete. 4th down and 3 for the Wolverines with 48 seconds up in the first half.
Since the Wolverines don't play option pass very often, the problem is that Chris Ketterer didn't set himself up quickly enough, because we looked away and pointed down there right away. Kevin Jones had beaten his man right off the ball fast. He had beaten him quickly, but then Chris Ketterer had to hang the ball up, and by that time the defense had caught up, and they were able to catch up and knock that ball down.
Morgan's going to punt it away. Gets off a bad punt. It's partially blocked by Beaver, but it gets away from the line of scrimmage and actually takes a Wolverine roll as it's down on the 20-yard line. So how about that? Morgan taking the snap from Timmerman, and snaps for the punt was a little bit low on the ground. Tom picks it up, boots it away, and Bobcats take over. 1st down and 10 on their own 20 with 37 seconds to work with in the first half of play. No score in the ball game.
Jeff, I'm looking at the other side of the field, and I was since that last play, because I see Coach Rankin, he's still jawing with the referee, because he feels as though Kevin Jones made a clean catch on it. It was one of those situations when I was looking down there that I was seeing Kevin Jones and myself, so I can't say whether I thought he caught the ball or not. But Kevin thought he caught the ball, and so did a lot of people on the Wolverine side of the field.
Timeout on the field, 32 seconds remaining in the first half of play. There is no score. Now this message. Far to the left side. Here come the Bobcats, and we do have a flag down. It probably will go against the Bobcats. Could be a clipping penalty there close to this side of the field on about the 21-yard line. Woolley carried the ball. He's hit hard by Joe Roth and run out of bounds at the 25-yard line. Let's see what the flag is, and it's holding.
Yes, it was offensive holding against Sean Reese on the defensive right end position. I was surprised to see Beaver holding the ball on the ground, but with the rain going at it again right now, it might be a little bit tough for a slick ball to handle. We were just discussing during that timeout, Jeff and myself, that Coach Rankin very well might have been complaining about a defensive play by Gutierrez in the defensive secondary on a long pass that Ketterer threw to Kevin Jones, because we saw the defender turn his back and try to catch up with Kevin running down the field, and he definitely did put his right hand up and wave it with his back to the ball, and that very well could also be called pass interference, and that might be what Coach Rankin was yelling about on the sideline.
25 seconds remaining in the first half of play. No score in the ball game between the Bobcats and the Wolverines. It's been a hard fought, and we have a light drizzle here from Gypsy Glen Stadium. First down and 20, rather, off that holding penalty for the Bobcats. They go straight ahead to their big man, Nickel, and he gets it up to about the 15-yard line of the Bobcats as Richard shoots in to make the stop from the inside linebacker position. And the Bobcats will be satisfied with that play, because that's run time out here in the first half of play from Gypsy Glen Stadium. No score in the ball game between the Bobcats of Beaver and the Wolverines of Ellwood City. We'll be back to recap the first half of play right after this. We'll be set to kick it off from the Bobcat 40-yard line, kicking off from left to right to start off the second half of play. No score. Here's the kick, a wobbly one. It'll be taken by Chapman on the Wolverine 15-yard line. Chapman gets ready to cut the tackle to the 35 to 40 midfield in the Bobcat territory. Cuts back inside, and a good run by Chapman. They'll fire the Wolverines up as they get it down to the Bobcats. 35 yards on a breakdown defensively for the Bobcats on their right defensive front on that line. Jim Colum makes the tackle to save the touchdown because Chapman had a full head of steam going, and he wanted to get it into the end zone for the Wolverines. They have a first down and 10 on the Bobcat 35.
And that was a great run back to start the second half. A 55-yard return on the part of the Wolverines. 55 yards by Chapman, and had he not been a little bit tired and run down by the time he got down there, Hansen was able to bring him down from behind.
Baxter in the backfield split. Jones goes in motion to the far side. Straight ahead handoff, and carrying inside will be Nick Perry as he gets it across the Bobcat 35 down to the 33-yard line. With the stop is Bernie Story coming up to make it from the defensive back position.
Hopefully with a particular kickoff return like that, that really gets the momentum going in favor of the Wolverines. If drive it in right now, because that's the kind of break that I spoke about in the first half that could change the momentum way on down through the rest of the second half.
Second down and 8 for the Wolverines on the Bobcat 33-yard line. Here comes the option play. Kenner keeps the football. He'll be covered immediately. The Bobcats defense doing a good job converging on Kenner at that time, and they do not hold for the fake on the inside. The Chapman loss of 1, third down and 9 for the Bobcats as Haney makes the stop for the Bobcats.
There's no doubt that the coaching staff and the Beaver Bobcats are looking for a pass right now. I looked right down below me, and the defensive coach was holding his arm up in the air, motioning pass, pass, pass. Keep your eyes away, because they expect the Wolverines to put the ball in the air. But quite honestly, Chuck, this is the time when Coach Rankin can fool you sometimes.
Chapman is a single setback for the Wolverines. Ball comes in motion to the near side. Here comes the option. Kenner, he'll keep it. Be brought down from behind. After a pickup of a couple, they'll move the ball to the Bobcat 31-yard line. And coming in to make the stop was Jeff Murley from an outside defensive end position for Beaver. Fourth down and about 6 to go for a first for the Wolverines. And Morgan will commit to punt it away.
Yeah, that was a tough break. The Wolverines, though, did exactly what we thought they might do, and that was to not pass the ball. They faked it. Look for some kind of a possible fake in this circumstance, because they're on the Beaver 30-yard line, and I wouldn't be surprised if they have some kind of a fake lined up for the Wolverines.
Zach is back to receive it. Morgan tries for the corner on the left side. It hits at the 10, and it will roll out of bounds at about the 6-yard line. So the Bobcats will have a first down and 10 deep in their own territory on the 6-yard line. No score in the game, 9:43 remaining. It looks as though the Wolverines might be able to punch it in after that 55-yard run by Chapman on the ensuing kickoff here to start off the second half of play, but they weren't able to do so. The Bobcats defense remained true.
Obviously that Coach Tarquinio and his staff at the halftime had drawn up the key plays of the Wolverines, one of which was that option. The Wolverines came with the option twice. Neither time were they successful, so obviously they have gone to the drawing board and prepared for the Wolverine option.
Kelly from the 6-yard line, first down and 10 for the Bobcats, their own 6. Looking for running room as they go off to the fullback, the big guy, Dave Nickel, the leading scorer in the MAC-AA Conference. He'll pick up about 5 and get it out to the 16-yard line, or rather checked out the 11-yard line of the Bobcats. Jerry from the linebacker position on the inside to make the stop.
And once again, Jeff, they're exploiting that right offensive side and defensive left side of Ellwood City. They're going to go after it to be under a big man up front, hopefully roll down the Wolverine.
Second down and 5. They let him Wally put the shoulder down. First to play up across the front field. Gets it to the 14-yard line. Shy of a first down by about a yard. As Richard again makes the stop for the Wolverines. So it'll be third down. The 15-yard line of the Bobcats. Shaking up a little bit. He'll be coming off the field and made a Bobcat attendant midway.
Okay, Jeff. I'm looking at Coach Tarquinio. He tried to go out to the huddle to make some kind of a call or a play, but the referees are showing him off the field because he was not allowed to make any kind of a motion or gesture to his offensive unit when there's an injured player. Instead, they send the play in. This could be a key play right now for the Wolverines. Should they lose, they'll be getting the ball back and get in good field position. But it's only third down and about a long run until the scoreboard says 2, and the Wolverines, should they lose here, could get the ball back in good field position.
Mark Dawson takes the play. Woolley gets the ball. Woolley running, throwing as soon as he gets it out close to midfield. Woolley goes off right tackle and was able to scoot around the corner quickly. He gets a big gain, and no flag down on the play, and that puts the ball out on the 49-yard line. Out for Bobcats, and we have an injured Wolverine down on the front under field at about the 50-yard line.
Oftentimes that happens, and there's a big play going counter to the Wolverines now. Woolley that time broke off tackle. He was actually fighting and looked like as though he was going to dive over tackle and go for the first down, and all of a sudden there was no Wolverines there in the secondary. And he broke to the outside, went down the right side of the field, took it all the way up to midfield before he was knocked out of bounds. I saw a cloth or something laying back there on the 5-yard line. That's why I thought it was a penalty flag, but it's not. It's just a piece of paper or a leaf on the field.
That's carry, by the way, going close to 33 yards. We'll call it 30. The game for Woolley is able to scoot off right tackle, and the injured player for the Wolverines, who I still did not get catch a glimpse of. Okay, that's Kevin Jones, and he's okay. He'll have to sit out a couple of plays on the far side. 8:35 remaining in the third quarter of play. No score in the ball game. The Bobcats, though, with the ball on their own 49-yard line after that 30-yard gain. Again, they go to Woolley. He stopped there, hit at the midfield stripe, gain of a half a yard, second and a long 9. As Perry comes up to make the stop along with Cortez for the Wolverines.
And Nickel comes back into the ball game. He's not coming in very happily. It looks like he's kind of limping as he comes in onto the field and obviously favoring that shoulder. But he's going to play. He's going to strap it up and get right back in there. For the Wolverines, that's the longest run from scrimmage that they've had against him all year. A 35-yard run on the part of Jason Woolley.
Backs on out of the I formation. Second down, long 9 to go for the Bobcats. Motion man Roberts to the far side for the Beaver. Here comes the play action pass. Looks good, picked off by the Wolverines, but fumbled, and I couldn't see what happened there. Ketterer had the ball. I think he was just disgruntled that he wasn't able to hold on, as his receiver couldn't hold on to the football either. Or rather, it fell down. Mooney fell down, did an out pattern here on the Wolverine 40, and Ketterer kept his feet. Dropped the football, though, and a clipping call will be made with the fallen flag against the Beaver Bobcats.
And Mooney came down from his left side. He went down and out on the left side, and as he tried to make his move, should anybody see the films, you'll see that he slipped and fell, and the ball went right into the arms of Chris Ketterer. And he just kind of let it go through his arms and fall to the ground. And Chris Ketterer was very upset with himself. The ball kind of flipped up in the air. I think had Chris not hit himself on the helmet, he might have been able to field the ball because he knocked it up in the air. It bounced around a little bit before it came down, and he might have even been able to grab his own rebound, should we say. All right, it's a long one, though. 15-yard clipping penalty.
Second 25 to go for the Bobcats on their own 35-yard line. So the Wolverines get a break. Kevin Jones back into the ball game for the Wolverines at right corner. And we'll have illegal motion this time against the Bobcats left tackle, and that is Court Rouse as he jumped ahead a little too soon. So they tried to go on a second count, and Rouse is himself fooled for the Bobcats, and that will back him up 5 yards. That'll make it second down and 30 now from the 30-yard line of the Bobcats.
What the Beaver Bobcats are doing on offense is they'll put their tight end up on the line of scrimmage. That's number 83, Tom Roberts. He lines up right up on the line of scrimmage, and as the quarterback makes a count, he steps into the backfield, becomes a running back, and goes in motion across the backfield. Well, the tackle saw his tight end move, and he thought the ball had gone.
There goes Roberts again with that same move. Straight ahead to nickel, fighting for yardage. Gets it across the 30-yard line of the Bobcats up to about the 33. A gain of 3. Second down, 27. On the stop for the Wolverines, Cortez.
Once again, we're going to get a chance to see the pass defense of the Ellwood Wolverines and see how they can do. The 2 touchdowns that have been scored against the Wolverines this year have both been on long plays against prevent defenses. If you can remember, they've been broken defensive secondary calls on the part of the Wolverines. And I do notice that Kevin Jones has gone back into the ball game, so he's in there. But I also noticed number 83 is that Petrelli in a defensive secondary. That's the first time I've noticed him on defense this season. He is in there replacing Chris Ketterer in the right defensive halfback position.
About 7 minutes remaining in the third quarter of play. Still no score as Snavely goes out wide for the Bobcats to the far side. Backs around in the I formation. Nickel and Woolley. Here's a handoff to Woolley. Looking to get outside on the far side of the field. He's up to the 40. Take out of bounds at the 42-yard line. Good pursuit by the Wolverines. Ross making the stop. Pick up close to about 7 yards in the play, so that should make it about 4th down and 20. And the Bobcats will be forced to punt it away from their own 44-yard line.
Well, what's been done, though, Jeff, is that the Bobcats were successful in neutralizing the Wolverines' momentum. The Wolverines had the momentum on a 50-yard return of a kickoff by Chapman, and then back the Bobcats to their own 6-yard line on a good punt. But now they've neutralized that, and we're playing back in the middle of the field again.
Kelly to punt it away. Ketterer and Portugal back to receive. Bag kick by Kelly, straight up in the air. Hit to take the Beaver Bobcat bounce, though, and they'll get a good roll as it goes inside the Wolverine 25-yard line. It's down on the 24. First down and 10 for the Wolverine. With 6:09 remaining in the third quarter, no score in this ball game thus far.
Each team's 20-yard line has turned out to be virgin territory because no team has been able to crack inside the other team's 20-yard line. They've been battling in the middle of the field throughout the ball game. It's like a couple of heavyweights. They're right there knocking it out in the middle of the ring, and nobody's been able to dent the other's 20-yard line.
31-yard punt by Kelly. Wolverines first down and 10. Ketterer hands off to Jones, goes off left tackle, finds little running room as he gets it up to the 25. So on the stop for the Bobcats was Hertzler. No gain in the play, second down and 10.
Well, the two plays that the Wolverines were very successful with in the first half of the ball game, the option and the off-tackle run with Kevin Jones, neither one have been successful here in the second half. So of the 2 out of the 3 big plays in the Wolverine playbook, I'd be looking for the third one right now, and that's a quick trap up the middle with Bill Chapman because they can't cover all 3 of those plays.
Roth is in the ball game now offensively for the Wolverines in the slot to the near side. Ketterer has the football on the keeper. Ketterer dives ahead to the 30-yard line of the Wolverines. That will bring up a third down. Run out of bounds by Zach and also Jason Woolley, who has been playing tailback and doing a fine job for the Bobcats this evening. Gain of 5, third down and 5 for a Wolverines first from their own 30-yard line.
That's the play that we've seen this year by the Wolverines already. That's the quarterback keeper that they run for Chris Ketterer, where he runs that option around the right side. That's actually not an option. It's just a basic quarterback keeper. He runs that left side and sweeps around with it. That time he only picked up 5 yards.
Zimmerman lines up tight to the near side of the field. Roth goes in motion to the far side near wideout Petrelli. Here comes the option. And Ketterer will be met at the line of scrimmage and met hard. No gain in the play. That'll bring up 4th and 5. Coming up to make the stop was Dave Nickel. Also coming up to make the stop was Bridges for the Beaver Bobcats. And the Wolverines will be forced to punt it away from their own 28-yard line, or the 29-yard line.
Well, you'd have to be a real lover of ideal football to love this ball game because with the exception of about 3 breakaway plays, this has been a defensive struggle from end to end.
Morgan, this time good snap from Timmerman, gets it off, and again almost blocked. Morgan booms another one. Sends back the Bobcats to their own 15. Zach takes the football. He's up across the 40. Has some running room and is kept down at the Bobcat 45-yard line. They'll have a first down and 10, and Portugallo made the stop for the Wolverines.
Okay, on the exchange of football there, on the exchange of downs, the Wolverines, there's a flag down, though. I noticed there's a flag down in the offensive backfield where the punt went away from. Let's see what the call is. I think it's going to go against the Wolverines, but I don't think that the Bobcats will take it because very seldom do you ever give up the football when you own it, and that's what the call is going to be. Illegal procedure against the Wolverines declined by Beaver, and they'll take the ball right at their own 45-yard line. So on the exchange, they get the ball back virtually at the same place where they left off from.
3:47 left in the third quarter of play. Still no score in this ball game. It's been a defensive battle all the way. Into the ball game now offensively is Ron Poland. He's lined up in the power I formation, straight out hand off the nickel, goes off right tackle, hit by Harry and brought down after a pickup of 3. Second down and 7 from the Bobcat 48-yard line.
Harry was up and made a nice hit on that right defensive side, or left defensive side, but Nickel was able to have enough momentum going that he was able to drag Nicky ahead about 3 yards. The actual hit occurred right at the line of scrimmage.
Bridges. Rather, Mooney come out wide to the near side. Hand off to Poland. He's hit at midfield and spins and gets forward momentum into Wolverine territory on about the 49-yard line. Coming up to make the stop was Joe Roth for the Wolverines. So that will give him a pickup of about 2 on the play, making it third down and 3 for the first.
Well, I guess I'm going to just keep saying it, Jeff. There's going to be a big play, a mistake, a turnover. Something's going to have to break sooner or later. Otherwise, we're going to be in for a scoreless tie because both teams are hitting so very, very hard on defense. Plus the fact it might come down to who's in better condition.
Kelly sets him down. Kelly trying to run the option. Looks for room, has nowhere to go. Shooting in to make the stop is Joe Roth, and he didn't give Kelly the option of whether to pitch it or not. He hit him as Kelly tried to turn it up off right tackle, saw the hole. Roth filled the gap. Actually loses one on the play, so they'll make a fourth down and 5 for the Bobcats from midfield. They'll be forced to punt it away. And Roth the punt for both teams. So
right, it's been a battle of punters and yardage that way. Roth was up to hit the quarterback, but one of the reasons why Roth was able to make a nice play was the defensive halfback, and I couldn't see who that was. It might have been Ketterer who was up to take the pitch man away from the quarterback, Kelly.
Good snap. Kelly, a lot of time, and he'll get off a nice one this time. It sends Portugal back to the 5, and it rolls into the end zone for a touchback. Beaver trying to pursue it down it on about the 1, but weren't able to get to it in time. The Wolverines will take over first down and 10 on their 20. No score in the ball game. A minute 42 remaining in the third quarter. Now this message.
You helped give me to try and make things better for all of us. I'll fight for you. But first, I need your help on Election Day.
Frank LaGrana for State Representative. He'll fight for us because he's one of us. Paid for by the people to elect Frank LaGrana.
With a minute 34 remaining, Wolverines try a quick trap to Chapman. This is, by the way, in the third quarter remaining from their 20. Chapman will pick up 2, second down and 8 as the Bobcats, Don Haney made the stop after a gain of a couple for Chapman on that quick trap up the middle of the left guard.
Jeff, I noticed Joe Roth has come into the ball game at that halfback position, but I'm not sure he'll be in there to carry the ball as much as a lead blocker.
Chapman is a single step back. Hall comes in motion from the slot to the near side. Straight ahead to Chapman, a quick trap again. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. Pick up of another couple. That'll make it third down about 5 for Wolverine first as Steve Collins made the stop for the Bobcats.
Now, I don't know whether the Wolverines have a screen pass in their repertoire because I haven't seen it this year. But this might be a good time to call it because I wouldn't be surprised if third down and about 6 or 7 that the linebackers from Beaver would probably be coming whole and strong right at the quarterback.
Clock continues to run with 30 seconds now remaining in the third quarter of play. Roth in motion to the far side. Again, they try the option. Football is fumbled, and this could be the big play that the Bobcats are looking for. Football is fumbled, and Ketterer took a hit. And it's recovered by the Bobcats, Steve Collins, as he came over to scoop it up on the Wolverines' 25-yard line. So we'll see what kind of defense the Wolverines have now with 22 seconds left in the third quarter of play.
Yeah, but it's all going to be on the defensive shoulders now, and there's that one break because now we're at the 25-yard line of the Wolverines, and the Wolverines are going to have to call a timeout so they'll know exactly what to do. Ketterer was hit as he tried to run the option around the left side, and as we said earlier, he is not nearly as big as Brian Asaldo in running that option, and the ball was literally stripped out of his hands.
Well, they're probably going to, what do you speculate? You speculate they try to go inside with Nickel. They've kind of shut him down this evening. Or you try to go outside with Woolley and hopefully get him to turn the corner.
Well, having watched the Beaver Bobcats over the last couple of years, I don't think that they're going to try anything spectacular because Coach Tarquinio basically likes to go with the same stuff over and over again. What I would look for would be a lot of that off tackle to Woolley a couple times, or inside a nickel, one of those two. I wouldn't expect him to put the ball up in the air, even though it would be a deceiving play right now.
That's something the Wolverines do have to contend with and to watch for. If they don't hold their linebackers on a play action and dump one over the middle to a running back out of the backfield. Back out of the power high formation, Kelly. Straight ahead handoff to Nickel. He's hitting the backfield and drops as he gets it across the Wolverine 25 down to their 24-yard line, and Roth comes up to make the stop. Pick up of 1 second down and 9, and they try to work it off left tackle this time with Nickel. That's the end of the third quarter of play. No score in the ball game. The Bobcats, though, are threatening. We'll be back for the fourth and final quarter of this ball game.
Association, Leopard Lane in West Bridgewater. That's Union Building and Loan.
Second down and 8. Back to live action. Woolley finds running room in the middle of the Wolverines defensive line. Gets it down to the Wolverines 15-yard line. And close to another Bobcat first down. Will be shy, I believe, by about half a yard. Cortez on the stop.
And Jeff, what they did is that they ran that inside trap off tackle. Once again, as Woolley got to the tackle position, he didn't cut it up and outside. He cut it inside, and that's where the opening was.
Power I formation for the Bobcats. Nickel hurdles his way across the 15-yard line down to about the 14 of the Wolverines. As he is hit in midair and met by Ritzert, the inside linebacker for the Wolverines. That's enough for a Bobcat first down. They'll have it first and 10 from the Wolverines, about the 13-yard line, so they can get a first again on the Wolverines 3.
And once again, now they're going to probably run Woolley and try to get it in close so that they can use Nickel, and the Wolverines have their backs against the wall for the first time this year.
Kelly off to Woolley. Woolley hits, but is able to spin and slide off that tackle, gets it down to about the 9-yard line. The ball was fumbled on the play. What do they call? Okay. The officials say that after Woolley fumbled the ball, the ground caused it, so he was down, and they retained possession. Pickup was 3, second down and 7. Rock made the stop and concept fumble, but it was actually not a fumble on the play at all. Second and 7 from the Wolverines' 9-yard line. Kelly sets him down in the I formation. Off the nickel, he pulls his way down to about the 6. Ross with the stop for the Wolverines, along with Perry. Third down, rather. And they will be shy, the Bobcats will, by about 4 yards. That's first. They have to go to about the 3-yard line of the Wolverines for a first down.
And this is not only a key play, but Hanson, the kicker, as we said, he's a quarterback. He can kick it. I was watching him in the pregames. He can kick long field goals, and that could be a turning point also. Look for some kind of an off tackle or an option play from Kelly.
Again, out of the power I formation, Kelly goes off to Woolley. I don't know if he got the first down. I don't think he did. He had to go to about the Wolverine 3. As a matter of fact, he will be shy. Coming up defensively was Scott Zimmerman, held his ground from his defensive left end position and was able to make the tackle for the Wolverines. Now we'll see. Are they going to go for the field goal or are they going to go?
It looks like they're sending a play in, Jeff, but I'll tell you, I saw Hanson kicking, and he can definitely boot the ball, so I'm really kind of surprised. It might be some kind of an option, but I would look for an option with Kelly or off that tackle to Woolley. One of those two. It's going to be Woolley or the option to Kelly, and the Wolverines have got their backs to the wall for sure. 4th down and 3. You call it, Jeff.
9:35 remaining in the game, no score. 4th down and 3. They have to go to the 3-yard line for the first. Here comes the option. He won't get it. He had to go to the 3-yard line. The Wolverines hold. Mickey Jones, whether Kevin Jones came up to make the stop. Portugal also in there, and the Wolverines take over on downs. They have their back to the wall, but they held for the touchdown, and Pat Sarquinio chose not to go for the field goal. Wanted to go for that first down. He didn't get it.
That's right, and I'm really surprised with the call, Jeff. I'm really surprised that he didn't try that field goal. Hanson can kick him. He was kicking them 25 and 30 yards, and this would have only been a chip shot for him, and nearly an extra point, and Coach Sarquinio decided he was not going to go for it, and they did run the option, just pretty much as we had expected. Here come the Wolverines now.
Chris Ketterer, the junior quarterback, sets them down, backs are split. Paul looking for running room, gets it up across the Wolverine 5-yard line as he is upended. Back up on the stop. Also Bernie Story for the Bobcats. Gain of 3, second down and 7 from the Wolverines' 8-yard line. Wolverines have the ball with about 8:45 remaining in this ball game. Still no score.
Now Dave Hall is a quick runner. He got to that hole very quickly, but to second guess a little bit, though, he put his head down and tried to get some extra yardage, and that time he might have been able to cut outside. Unbalanced left now.
Bill called it, some balance left. They go with the quick trap inside, and Chapman carrying the ball. He has a tough time as he gets it up to the 9-yard line. Give him a gain of about half a yard. Hertzler comes in to make the stop for the Beaver Bobcats. That'll bring up a 3rd down and a short 7 for a Wolverine first. They have the ball on their own 9.
And if Coach Rankin were to hold true to form, he would probably try his option, but as we know and we've seen over the last 2 years, he never holds true to form, so I would look for something even different. And once again, they go on balance, this time to the right.
Ketterer, the quarterback. Play action pass. Ketterer has a man open downfield. It's almost picked off. Bad pass by Ketterer. He had a lot of time to pass it. Fastball's incomplete and almost picked off by Gutierrez of the Beaver Bobcats. He had Jones open on the 40-yard line.
Yes, and the pressure really goes on the shoulders of Tom Morgan, the sophomore, right now. He's been punting excellently throughout the ball game, but the pressure is on him now because he'll be punting for the first time this season from his own end zone. And the pressure also is on the snapper, and I believe the guy who snaps for punts is Timmerman.
Timmerman it is, that's the snapper. Here they come. Not too much of a rush and a bad kick. And it will be returned. And no, it won't be. He put his knee down. Okay. So Wolverines get a break. Zach went to pick up the ball, slipped to his knee on the Wolverine 49-yard line. And had he been able to get some running room, he was looking to run towards the inside of the field.
Jeff, I think that we have to take into account the condition of the field a little bit, because in that case we saw the man coming up the field, the ball he was slipping, and Ketterer's last pass too, it looked like as though the ball had slipped out of his hands. The Wolverines back on defense again.
Kelly out of the power I formation, steps him down in Wolverine territory. Nickel looking for room off left tackle. He stacks up Jones on the tackle. Ross coming in to stick his shoulder in there. Pick up of about one on the play. We'll call it a short 2. So make it second down, a long 8 on the Wolverine 46-yard line. Jones also Ross up to make the stop for the Wolverines. 7:15 remaining in this ball game, no score.
And both of us looked at the clock at the same time because you wonder, 2 ground games like this, as they grind out the clock, that could become a factor.
Kelly looks to pass, rolls left, has the time, has the receiver open, lets it fly. Pass is caught by the Bobcats, and getting deep for the Wolverines was Chris Ketterer, making the catch with the tight left end. Tommy Roberts, he pulls it down and gets it deep in Wolverine territory. And that shows you that quarterback, the junior Jeff Kelly for the Bobcats, can pass the ball. They have it on the Wolverine 5-yard line, first and goal.
You know, originally Ketterer was in good defensive position. He had lined himself up in good defensive position, but he let the defender, the offensive end get behind him, and the pass was just lofted over his head. And had it not been for the fact that number 83, Roberts, fell down when he was out there, that definitely would have been a touchdown because he just merely lost his footing when he caught the ball. And the Wolverines, once again, have their backs to the wall, and the defense, it'll be on their shoulders again.
That carried close to 40 yards on that pass hookup from Kelly to Tom Roberts. Timeout on the field. No score in the ball game, but Beaver is threatening, and we'll keep it right here. 6:54 remaining in this ball game this evening. Last time the Bobcats had it down here in Wolverine territory, just a few minutes ago, the Wolverines were able to hold it. Coach Pat Tarquinio for the Bobcats chose to, instead of kicking the field goal, on 4th and about 3 to go from the Wolverine 6-yard line, he chose to run the option and try to get that first down or even more, possibly the touchdown. He was stopped, quarterback Jeff Kelly was stopped shy. Kelly makes up for that now. He lets that pass fly and hooks up with his left end, Tom Roberts. No run out of the power I formation. First and goal from the Wolverine at 7-yard line, they call it. Carrying the football in for the touchdown is Nickel. And you see why he's the leading scorer in the MAC-AA. Carrying bodies with him off of left tackle. And Bobcats score third and draw first blood tonight. It took a long time, but they were able to get into the end zone. 6:49 remaining, and it's Beaver 6, Ellwood City nothing.
And they did not vary from anything that they've done all night, Jeff. They just ran that time off the left side. Apparently what they have done was be setting up right all night, and that time they set up off the left side and followed the blocks on the offensive left side of their line and wedged the whole left side of the Wolverine defense inside, and there was clear running for Nickel.
Backup quarterback Tom Hansen looks to kick it through for the extra point, and it's good. 6:49 remaining in this ball game. Beaver 7, Ellwood City nothing. Now this message. The Beaver Bobcats drew first blood, and no, this isn't the first quarter play. It's the fourth. 6:49 remaining, and the Bobcats got it in. Nickel took it in with a powering run from about the 7-yard line of the Wolverines. He is the leading scorer in MAC League play in the AA division of WPIAL football. Wolverines now to receive the kick from Hansen. Hansen kicks it left to right, hangs it high, sends Chapman back to his 5-yard line. Up to the 10, the 15, and watch out hard at his 16-yard line. Mooney over to make the stop for the Bobcats. Wolverines have it first down and 10. A lot of time to work with, and Kevin Jones a little slow getting up on that play, but he's okay.
Well, Jeff, for the third time now in this season, as far as touchdowns are concerned, the Wolverines have given up 3 touchdowns this year, and all 3 of them have a long pass playing a major role in that touchdown. Obviously, there was the long pass all the way upfield to Roberts that set up that touchdown.
Off to Chapman. Chapman gets it up across the Wolverine 15 to the 20-yard line. As Brian Asoto is in at quarterback now for the Wolverines, so we might see a little bit more of the option running. If possibly also see it go up in the air a little bit more too now that they have to pass.
Well, I don't think you're going to see any long passes anyway, so it doesn't make a whole lot of difference. The Wolverines are probably going to stay, if they do pass the ball, to the short passing ball game. And that's what Brian Asaldo does best. He's able to stay up strong and be able to throw the ball short.
Petrelli wide to the near side. Second down and 8 for the Wolverines. Here comes the option. Asaldo keeps it, makes a nice move, cuts back inside, and gets it up close to the Wolverine 24-yard line. Hertzler made the stop on a diving Asaldo. Okay, they'll mark it on the Wolverine 24-yard line. That'll bring up a third down and a short 3 for a first for the Wolverines. About 5.5 minutes remaining. Clock continuing to run in this ball game. Beaver on top, 7-0.
4 or 5 of those yards for Brian Asaldo that time were gained because he was able to shake off a defender who came up and tried to grab him with one arm. And Brian was able to shake that one man off. And here we go. Here's a big play for the Wolverines.
Ball rests on a near hash mark. Petrelli is out wide to the near side. Here comes Jones in motion. Straight ahead to Chapman. He's met at the line of scrimmage. Spins his way up to the 25. As he was met at the 24, so pick up a half a yard. Wolverines will have to punt it away.
That's not what the Wolverines wanted to do, especially this far in. They were not able to sustain a drive. They were not able to move the ball. And they're going to have to bring their defense back out on the field. And they have not had to be tested this much during this whole season. In the first 4 ball games, the defense has not had to be on the field this long. And also staying on the ground, what that does is chew up more and more of that ever-important clock.
Morgan will stand on his own 10 to punt it away. Zach Bridges back to receive. That punt almost blocked. Morgan gets it off. It hits in the Wolverine territory, takes the Wolverine bounce then and rolls down to about the 41-yard line where it will be down in Beaver Bobcats territory. They take over first down and 10, and you know what they're going to do. Keep it on the ground.
One thing, though, that we have to say tonight, Jeff, is that Morgan, the punter, he dropped that ball as he thought to snap. He lost the handle of it, but he picked it up and was able to get the ball off. He's done a very good job punting the ball tonight, getting the Wolverines out of some bad circumstances at least 2 or 3 times. In fact, nailing the Bobcats at their own 6-yard line once. So the sophomore has done a good job punting the ball, but the Wolverine defense has just been tested too much tonight, and especially the secondary.
That punt carrying, by the way, 35 yards for Morgan Kelly. Handoff to the tailback. Woolley tries to get outside. Hit at the Bobcat 44-yard line where he's run out of bounds. Coming up to make the stop is Kevin Jones for the Wolverines. Pickup of 3 in the play. Second down and 7 for the Bobcats. And under 4 minutes remaining now, about 3:49 left in this ball game. The clock continuing to run.
Probably the most important thing, if you're listening at home right now, is that the Wolverines will have to hold on defense and force the Beaver Bobcats to punt right now.
Straight ahead, the nickel pulls his way up across the Bobcat 45, gets it out to the Bobcat 47-yard line. Pickup of a couple. Richard on the stop inside for the Wolverines. Third down. And pick up a 3. Third down, a long 4 for a first down for the Bobcats.
Now, Jeff, with approximately 3 minutes left in the ball game, this becomes a really important play. The Wolverines know they have to hold, and the Bobcats virtually have to keep the ball on the ground so the Wolverines can come up there and attack them and hopefully hold them short of a first down.
Hand off to Woolley, tries to get outside. Here's Ketterer. He meets him at the 50-yard line. He'll be stopped shy of a Bobcat first down. Ketterer with the stop. Portugallo also over there to help out. He's a little slow getting up. As Woolley lowered the shoulder and tried to turn a corner here on the near side. And they're going to measure for this.
Yeah, I don't understand this. The marker is clearly a yard downfield from where the ball is. It looks as though the coaches are merely calling for a measurement to stop the clock for a while, the Beaver coaches, so that they can talk over the strategy. It's definitely not a first down, not from where they mark the ball anyway.
It'll be shy by about a football's length of a first down. What do you do?
Well, the way the defense has been playing and the big back like nickel that they have in there, I think I would go for it because should you get a first down here in the field, you could get all kinds of momentum and virtually run the clock out with 2:44 left in a ball game. And if you don't get it, you still leave the Wolverines a good 50 yards away from pay dirt on their end.
2:44 remaining in the ball game. Clock is stopped. Beaver on top of the Wolverines, 2:44, and this place has been a jinx for the Wolverines throughout the years. The last time they won here was, I believe, 1969. Bobcats are going to go for the first. Fourth down. Off the length of a football to go for the first. Ball resting on the Wolverine 49-yard line. 2:44 remaining in this ball game. Beaver leads it 7-0. It was all set up by a 40-yard pass from Kelly to Roberts. Then their big man, Dave Nickel, took it in, the fullback, from 7 yards out.
They're going to run it down, Jeff, as long as they possibly can before they get this playoff. The Bobcats are going to let that clock run down. We're down to 2.5 left in the ball game.
Kelly, the junior, sets him down. Power I formation, straight ahead to Nickel. I don't know if he got it. I don't know if he got it.
I don't even think he reached the line of scrimmage.
Good surge by the Wolverines. Let's see who gets up off the bottom of the pile. It's Richard, I do believe. Now we'll have to bring in the measurement again. Now, this all depends on the spot of the official.
Now, Jeff, I was standing where I'm standing. I was directly in front of me, and when I saw Nickel's foot go down, his knee hit right on the 50-yard line, but they marked the ball across the 50-yard line. So it depends on the stretch of the chain. I can't remember exactly what it was, but it looks to me as though it might be an inch or two short. Though the other people in the booth are saying that he has it. We'll see.
Tell you what, I don't usually like to say anything, but that wasn't actually a good spot. He didn't get it. The Wolverines have it. First down and 10 from their own 49-yard line, and they have 2:19 to work with.
Let me turn to the people in the booth and say I can see it better than you can, because they're pretty prejudiced in favor of Beaver up here, okay? Now, let's see if the quarterback in there, Brian Assalta, who will be leading them as a senior, we'll see if his senior leadership can come through in this last 2 minutes of the ball game. They're in a 2-minute drill.
Clock begins to run. Down to 2:10 remaining in the ball game. Petrelli out wide to the near side. Wolverines with the ball on their own 49-yard line. Here comes the option. Assalta nowhere to go, and good defense. Good defense by the Bobcats. Hey, you can't blame these guys. They're doing a good job out there. Ted Holova comes over to make the stop for the Bobcats of Beaver. Loss of about 2 in the play. Second down and 12, we'll call it. For a Wolverine first, they're back stuck to their own 47-yard line now.
Jeff, can I go to the coach's report a second and say this is where we're going to start looking for some kind of a gadget play that Coach Rankin has set up for this particular ball game, because this is where you need them.
Hall is in the slot to the near side. In motion to the far side. Here comes the play-action pass. Ketterer is back in at quarterback. Lets the pass throw. Incomplete. Kevin Jones was the intended receiver. They brought Ketterer in there to pass it, and Beaver read it well. Defending on the play was the backup quarterback who plays cornerback, also Tom Hansen for the Bobcats. Stops the clock. Third down, 12 yards to go for a first, as Perry and Roth both check into the ball game. 1:21 remaining.
Okay, now I see Joe Roth coming into the ball game. Let's refresh our listeners' minds for last year and last week, particularly when Joe Roth can throw a halfback pass. That's what I would look for. Third down, take the pressure off the quarterback and let Joe Roth throw this pass.
Here it comes. Here it comes over to Perry. Perry looks over. Hit. Chapman all the way down to the 30-yard line of the Bobcats. Taken down at the 20-yard line of the Bobcats. Let's explain that play for you. First of all, the Wolverines have a first down. They have it on the 20 of the Beaver Bobcats with 1:11 remaining. They handed it off. Looks like they were going to run a counter to Ross to the near side. The motion man to the far side was Nick Perry. He took it, hit Chapman out of the backfield, who just did a simple rollout pattern and cut it in the flats on the far side of the field. And that play carried 35 yards for Chapman. He's eventually brought down from behind by Zach. First down and 10 for the Wolverines from the 20. Clock now continues to run. Under a minute remaining in this ball game. Beaver leads it 7-0. Ketterer still at quarterback. Sets him down. Play action pass. Ketterer looks. Ketterer goes in the end zone. Touchdown by Petrelli. Oh my, what a play by Petrelli. What he did was a punt hook on the 5-yard line. He went into the end zone. Left the Beaver defender standing in the dust on the 5. Makes the catch. Wolverines are down by 1, 7-6. The clock is stopped with 49 seconds remaining in this ball game. Now, the question is, Phil, do you go for 2 or do you go to tie it with 1?
Oh, wow, I don't know, Jeff. I'll tell you, that's 2 fantastic plays in a row. You have to call timeout, first of all, to allow your thoughts to be collected. 49 seconds left. I want to go back and say, did I not say, watch for a gadget play? We got the gadget play where they run a double reverse halfback pass to Chapman down to about the 20-yard line. And the key, Jeff, on that last play, I think, was not only was a great pass by Ketterer and Petrelli catching the ball in the open, but was a protection that Ketterer had. He had plenty of time to set himself, look, and throw the ball. And I say, Coach Rankin, with the momentum right now, I think I would go for 2 points and go for the win. But that's anybody's guess.
We're going to keep it right here because God forbid we take a break and miss this play.
I'm telling you,
that would be a good idea.
Excuse me again, but one thing I want you to keep in mind, there's somebody down on the field for the Wolverines. It looks like he might have a cramp problem. I can't see the number because he's too
Chapman,
far.
I think.
Okay, Chapman. But remember this too, Jeff. The Wolverines on the season, in this particular year, have tried 2 or 3 different unusual break from the norm plays, and each time they've tried them, they've been successful. So I would not look for something standard from the Wolverines. Now, you can guess, second guess, triple guess, whatever. After the ball game's over, some people are going to say Coach Campman should kick the sure extra point, but there's no such thing as a sure extra point in high school football. Let's face it. The Post-Gazette said this would be a 1-point ball game, and boy, I'll tell you, for the first time this year, they're right on. It's a 1-point ball game. Well, let's stay with it. Every second, right down to the last 49 throughout the ball game. I don't know what it'll be. We can guess all we want. I would hope and pray that the Wolverines have something ready. And I think Joe Roth has traditionally been in there on those big plays. So look for something using Joe Roth. They're going to set it up on the left hash mark of the field so that they will have the wide side to the right side of the field. And to me, Jeff, that's unusual because Chris Ketter to roll out. He's a left-handed quarterback, and I thought he'd prefer to roll to his own left.
Petrelli, by the way, catching that for a touchdown. It went 20 yards from Ketter to Petrelli. Petrelli out wide on the far side. Here they go. Roth hits it. It's good for the extra point. Now what they did, Chris Ketter went over like he was yelling a signal. It's legal. Went over like he was yelling a signal out to his wideout Petrelli. The ball was snapped back to Roth. Is that a crazy play? And then they go and get it for the extra point, the 2 extra points to win it. I've never even seen a play like that before.
Well, let's not say they won it yet, but I'll tell you what, Jeff. This is what's called it's kind of called a single wing offense from the old timers. What happened was Chris Ketter was at quarterback. He was calling signals, and as he did so, he took off and went in motion, which is legal. The quarterback is allowed to go in motion, and a direct snap came right back to Joe Ruff. And I said they've been 100% on gadget plays, and Joe Roth has been involved on every single one of them. The Wolverines, 8. The Beaver Bobcats, 7. We have 49 seconds left, and now it's up to the defense once again. And I'll tell you what, I've lost my voice 2 weeks in a row, and it's been well worth it.
Okay, we have 49 seconds left to play. And I didn't mean to take anything away from the Beaver Bobcats by saying the Wolverines won it, because they have not won it by any means yet. They have to have good coverage. You know who's back to receive this kick? The man who returned it 95 yards against Riverside last week, and that was Zach. And if he gets the wall, he's gone.
I want to add something, Jeff. As soon as this ball is down, I want to add something about offense.
Sean Reese kicks it. Right to left, puts it squibbling on the ground. It goes back over the Bobcat, Bridges' head, he takes it on his 10. Looking for room, has to move to the outside, breaks the tackle, gets to the 25, the 30, still on his feet. He gets it out of bounds at about the 23-yard line. Now there's a flag, and a fight breaks out on the far sideline. Now this could go possibly against both teams as that fighting continues over there. And
I think, Jeff, that one of the Wolverines is going to be guilty for a late hit out there because it looked like he was already out of bounds.
Tempers are flaring a little bit, and that's expected in this type of ball game. You butt heads all night, and the score is 8-7.
Now, I just want to say, as I said before, that kickoff, one of the things that makes it very difficult for a team like both Ellwood City and Beaver when they're set in a situation like this, where you have a long way to go in a very short time to do it, both of them are ball control-oriented ball clubs. Both of them like to hold the ball and run it down your throat as much as possible. Well, the thing is here in this circumstance, Beaver has not thrown the ball very much. It's going to be up to that quarterback against a prevent defense to be able to throw the ball. Beaver's up to the line of scrimmage, but there's no way they can get a playoff because the referees are still meeting to decide what's going to happen over there.
43 seconds left in this game. You can bet that Beaver will pass it. And I'll tell you what, the Wolverines have to watch. Bill made a good point earlier in the ball game, actually just a little while ago in the fourth quarter, that the scores that have gone against the Wolverines, the pass play has been involved. 2 last week by New Brighton. Passes went for touchdowns, and also a pass from Kelly to Roberts for about 40 yards. Set up a 7-yard touchdown run by Nickel tonight.
Yes, obviously the weakest point on the Wolverine defense is the fact that they do not play behind receivers very well. They've been beaten 3 times that we know of, twice for touchdowns and once to set up a touchdown this season. So I just want people to keep that in mind. They cannot let anybody get behind them. The penalty is marked off against Ellwood City for a late hit out of bounds, and then after that, I think the flags were nullifying each other for the fight afterwards. So I think the first hit was a penalty.
Personal foul against the Wolverines. That advances the Bobcats 15 yards. They have it on their own territory, and the 43 seconds remaining in the game. Kelly, straight drop back, roll to the near side. Kelly, looking for room, wants to run it. He's brought down and hit hard by the Wolverines. Cortez coming over to make the stop for Ellwood City on the Bobcats 36-yard line.
Great play by Chris Cortez. He was not fooled. It's a screen defense. It's kind of a screen defense, and what I mean by a screen defense is that you send all of your linemen at the quarterback rushing very hard, and you designate one man to stay back, and his job is to watch for a screen or a possible quarterback breaking through a circumstance like that where he was rushed. Chris Cortez did an excellent job of staying at home, following the ball. He read the quarterback Kelly and hit him for a 1-yard loss.
No gain on the play. Matter of fact, as Phil mentioned, a 1-yard loss. Ball resting on the Bobcat 36-yard line. Wow, you thought last week was a wild one. I hope you were with us all night this evening, at least for that one play.
Hey, we'll be reminding people about the next week after the ball game's over. But the next time the Wolverines, and when we bring you action on the Classic Gold 92, bring those radios with you, and we'll get these Wolverines fired up and maybe get a handkerchief brigade going at the home ball games whenever we get a chance.
36 seconds remaining. Bobcats up to the ball. Clock now begins to run once again. Wolverines on top by the score of 8-7. Clock will run when the snap starts, and it begins to run again. Straight ahead carrying by Nichols. He gets it out to the 40-yard line. And that'll be a gain of a couple. On the stop is Joe Ross for the Wolverines. Again, a timeout called by Beaver. 30 seconds remaining. Elwood leads it 8-7. Now this message. Score is 8-7. Wolverines on top of the Bobcats. It's been a good one this evening, a defensive battle. And here's how the scoring went. Quickly, it won't take us long to run that down. Tom Roberts caught a pass and took it to the Wolverines 7-yard line from Jeff Kelly. It carried about 40 yards. Nickel then took it in from 7 yards out. Wolverines, and I'll get to their score in just a minute. Kelly sets them down, 3rd down and 7 from the Bobcat 40-yard line. Here comes the rollout pass to the near side. Looks for the button hook, hits his man, hits back, and he's knocked out of bounds. Ball is fumbled, but it's knocked out of bounds in Wolverine territory on the 46-yard line. And I'll tell you what, I remember that play from when I used to play, that Beaver ran it, because it went for a touchdown against them.
That's a flea flicker. What they did is they hit the wingback going up on a quick turnaround pattern, and what he does is hit the halfback coming out of the backfield. But I'll tell you what, Joe Roth actually put a tremendous hit on that first man who took the lateral. I didn't catch his number who caught the lateral, but Joe Roth hit him so hard the ball flew up in the air, and thank goodness it went out of bounds for the Beaver team. 22 seconds left.
Bridges, by the way, took that lateral and took the stick. Play action pass. Kelly looks deep, it'll be overthrown. Intended receiver. Beaver fans want interference on the play, but they don't get the call. And intended receiver was Mooney. He's their fly pattern on the near side. And Kelly let it fly a little too far over the head of his intended receiver. On the coverage was Jones along with Portugala.
One thing, Jeff, we have to keep in mind, and we can't celebrate this ball game too soon with 19 seconds left, is the fact that Hansen does kick the ball so well. He kicks the ball long and far, and I'm surprised that they're going long. I would be trying to chip away for 10 or 12 yards a little bit here and try to get it close enough to at least try that field goal.
19 seconds remaining on the shot clock. It continues to run now. Kelly, rollout pass, lets it fly out far downfield. It was caught, but I believe it was caught out of bounds, and that's what the official calls. It was caught on the Wolverine 15-yard line, but it was out of bounds. Jones along with Kitterer on the coverage. Remember, Chris was beat earlier in the ball game, deep, and that led to the first Beaver score. And let's get to that Wolverine, how they scored late in the 4th quarter. Petrelli took a catch. The Wolverines drove it down the field from in their own territory. And a couple gadget plays. They get it into the end zone on a 20-yard pass from quarterback Ketterer to his wideout Petrelli. Then they went for 2 and got it. They lead it 8-7. Clock is stopped with 11 seconds remaining. 3rd down, 10 to go from the Wolverine 46. Kelly rolls out left. Look, incomplete. Pass was intended for Mooney as wide out. That ball's incomplete. That'll bring up a fourth down, and you have to say they're definitely out of field goal range from here.
Right, Jeff. That was exactly the same play that they ran to the near side here a little bit ago. Had he caught that ball, there was a halfback coming behind him for another lateral. Let me quickly relate something that I heard Johnny Madden say on a ball game this past weekend, and it's something that I agree with. Number one, when you're in this kind of a ball game, the number one thing that you have to do is to try to get your ball club into field goal range. If you can get close enough to try a field goal, then you go up top and go for a touchdown. But where they're going right now, they're trying to go up top right away and try to get the 6 points. Here we are, 7 seconds, fourth down.
4th and 10 from the Wolverine 46. Kelly rolls out left. Kelly looks. Kelly being pursued. Kelly lets it fly. Has a receiver down there. He had it, and he drops it on the 2-yard line. Oh, my. Time runs out. That's the end of the ball game. The final score, Ellwood City 8. Beaver 7. The first time the Wolverines have beaten the Bobcats here at Gypsy Glen Field since 1969. We'll be back to recap tonight's action after this 60-second timeout.
Attention high school seniors. Why do so many students have their photos taken at Clark Studio? Well, first, there's no sitting fee at Clark's. You just pay for the pictures you order. Secondly, Clark Studio offers a variety of creative fashion poses. And last, but certainly not least, Clark's professional staff makes you look good. Don't wait. Schedule your senior pictures today at Clark Studio, located in the old train station, East Washington Street in Newcastle.
Attention, churches, schools, businesses, industry, and homeowners. Would you like to cut energy costs as much as 90%? Cut summer cooling and winter heating bills? Call Glorioso Builders Energy Saving Systems at 658-2223. Or how about an endless supply of hot water heated instantly as you need it, plus saving energy costs 20 to 50%. Check out the Aquastar tankless gas water heater, now offered at 20% off suggested retail. Call Glorioso Builders today.
Final score, Ellwood City 8, Beaver 7, Wolverine